Armageddon begins. Okay, let's see. Let's see where we are.
Talk about Outlander, how you should do Phowa.
Thank you. Is it just being continued or a new one?
The app crashed.
I see. Let's wait a little. Make sure that we are completely back in business.
Everybody's hanging on to hear about Outlander.
Same title, huh? Part 2.
Continue.
Okay. Yeah. So, impermanent phenomena, the internet got interrupted. So I was saying, right? So an example, that I saw right about the time I was reading this Jidensinga's teaching, telling his monks, if you're called, to go help someone who is dying and will be going, you do your best to get them to go to, the best place that they are able to go, given their circumstance. And so elsewhere, there are further elaborations on this point, saying, don't, when someone is dying, this is not the time to talk to them about karma, but rather at this time, you find ways for them to generate love and compassion. And then, if not, I would say at the very least, to settle their heart. Because that will give them a better chance, a better transition. Right? So I said I saw that example when watching this series, an episode from this series called The Outlander. So again, this is about, the story is that a nurse, doctor, I think, female nurse, or maybe doctor, I don't remember. But she got accidentally kind of time traveled back to the 1700s. And someone was dying because of an injury in a skirmish fighting the English. And so lots of blood was shooting out of him. So she was able to be there and comforted this man. And the way she did it, she said, she talked to him and asked him questions like, tell me about, home. Tell me about your village. It's like spring now. Must be really beautiful. The flowers. And so this man really, as he's dying, just calmed down. And by the time he died, there was a smile on his face. So direct the mind away from the pain, the anger, the fear, move them. So it says in the commentary to that teaching, find as much as you can, quickly think, what would motivate this person to have a different state of mind. So Phowa is really about changing states of mind. Now, the more we train now to change our states of mind, when we are wrapped up in anger, sadness, fear, resentment, whatever it is right now, to the ability that we train right now to move away, to Phowa away. So Phowa for right now. To the ability that we are able to Phowa away. To that extent, when death comes, we can Phowa to the right place. If you cannot do Phowa right now to yourself, whatever crappy situation you think you're in, you feel like you're in, if you cannot Phowa out of that right now, chances are that, when death comes, Whatever cloud you are enveloped in right then, very hard to get out. Yeah, so now is the time. Now is the time to train. Yeah, even more important, in my opinion, than training in the specific method, technique that we teach when we give proper transmission of Phowa, is this more basic, more important Phowa that we need to train in. Questions or comments? Yes.
If they're not conscious, and I mean also because of drugs,
Mm-hmm.
I know there's caregivers that would want to know, what can I do? In those times, sometimes
It's hard to say.
the only ones there, so
It's hard to say.
I know.
Yeah.
I just wondered what
Yeah.
they would like to do. How does, yeah, it's a big question.
There's no care. I cannot say, caregivers in the abstract. I can say if it's you, do mantras and prayers.
Sure.
But other people, I don't know, whatever works, whatever they are familiar with in terms of prayers. What about now? Phowa now. What
you said just made
Uh-huh.
a lot of sense, right? We can trade into a moment of resentment or envy
Yeah.
or sadness.
Yeah.
And speaking about myself, sometimes I know I'm aware that I'm there, but it
Uh-huh.
takes effort to
You
be
cannot get out.
want to get unstuck.
You
from
cannot
that
Phowa
mindset.
out.
So I can see why that's the practice
Yeah.
here and now, to Phowa out of those stuck
Yeah,
states.
Phowa out of those tough states that we find ourselves in, So I would say, I have no interest in testing Phowa with grass sticking out of my head. I have no interest in testing where I can go by trusting in things like that. And this is also Judaism's style. They're like, yeah, of course, there are lots of things like that they talk about, but he says, let's come back to what is right at the ground level. Can you Phowa out of your misery that you find yourself in your day-to-day life? Work on that. If you work on that, with or without technique, at the end, you will Phowa to the right place. Yes.
I find it interesting that you're saying, well, at the moment of death, you do these things. But it also says in the teachings that every moment you're already dying. It's not a
And being
separation.
born.
Yeah.
And being born.
Right. If you can't do it now, why are you going to be able to do it when you're panicked
Yeah.
and you're about to go?